Welcome back to Vintage Poorboy, guys. This is Graybeard Gaming, and I'm happy to have you guys back. As you can see, I'm just trying to get past this poor weather that we are experiencing right now. It looks like we've got some rain showers, and those are starting to clear up right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to slow back time, and well, it's time to get started with. Let's go ahead and make a quick check on our animals and see how we're doing on feed. We're doing fine with the it looks like we're going to have to get some base food and grain in there for the pigs, which is fine. We're going to give them what they need. The cows, we're doing okay. Yeah, once they hit puberty, we should be able to start getting milk. But we've got away from the rain, so I guess it's time to go ahead and get out our harvester and get started with we've got wheat up here, and I want to make sure that we are set to do a swath, which is great. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this bad boy going. Oh, look at that. So what we got going on is we've got wheat to harvest, and we've also got our oats that need to be harvested. We sold our soybeans last month, so we're sitting okay on money. We will obviously continue to monitor that situation, but it looks like it will be a few months before we have enough money to make any further purchases. That's fine, whatever. We will survive. It's a short-term setback for a long-term gain. That's the way we got to look at it, guys. So I've been looking for a steering wheel, and I'd love some recommendations. Trying to keep it within a certain budget, mostly because, you know, I might hate it. I might not like using it at all. So like I said, I'm trying to keep it within a budget, so that way we are, if it's something I don't want to continue to do, then I'm not out a whole bunch of money. So yeah, the other thing we're looking at today is, like I said, we're just going to be working on harvesting. That's really what we need to work on, what we need to put our focus into. And once we're all set with that, then we will move along to the next thing, which will be picking up our straw and getting it into the fermenter so that we can make some silage. I think our silage is going to be way lower than what last year was. Last year, because we did have a little bit of grass silage in there as well, we don't have that anymore. We may eventually get another field where we plant grass, and that's great if we do. We can pick up the grass and put that in there for fermenting as well. And we'll also need to pick up some of the straw and give it to our cattle. So probably first thing I'll do is I'll fill that up for them. And once they've got their fill, we'll go ahead and put it in the fermenter. And ultimately what we'll do is, long term, when we have slurry, I'm going to try and sell the slurry, and if I can get a manure pit, then I'll spread the manure. We got an awful lot of that white stuff on the ground here where I'm at today. It's a little chilly out there, windy. I mean, not the end of the world or anything, but it does make me wish for warmer times. Not too warm though. I'm happiest during the months of September and May and June. I'm not a huge fan of the July and August temperatures. They're just too hot. October's fine for most part, but yeah, I like to not be too hot, but at the same time I don't like it super cold. So yeah, anywhere from 65 to 80 degrees, I'm pretty happy. I know in the state of Michigan where I'm at, when temperatures rise in the summer, we can hit 100, 103 usually is about the tops that we ever see here. I don't think we hit 100 this year, but humidity levels just go through the roof, and it can be quite, it's almost like for 2 months out of the year we live in the tropics because the humidity gets so high. We are lucky though that we are surrounded by the Great Lakes, so that does help control our overall heat. So what I like to do is, generally speaking, we go and do a lot of traveling in the summer, and we usually try and find a lake. Take the camper out with us. Lake Michigan is fantastic for summers and swimming, as is Lake Huron. There's some areas on Lake Huron that are great as well. We tend to stay to those two just because you get out into Lake Superior and the water's just too dang cold. We don't really have an easy access to Lake Erie or Lake Ontario, so generally speaking we can go hour and a half in either direction, east or west, and we'll hit Lake Michigan or Lake Huron one way or the other. And the weather's always pretty nice in the summer, and when you're out there at those Great Lakes, it doesn't get extremely hot. There's a lot of 80-degree days. Sometimes you'll get a little bit hotter, but not terrible. So well, it looks like with this wheat field, we're probably going to get about, I'm going to say about 14,000 liters off of it, which will be, well, it'll be about perfect. And I'm just going to keep all the wheat, and I won't be selling any of it off, mostly because I want to ensure that I have enough food to last till next summer, because we did not plant any barley. I do intend for this field to turn into barley for the fall, so we'll set this one up to be barley, and we'll have at least one other field as barley, which, you know, and I might not even make this one barley. I might make, you know, something else just so that we have enough, and maybe we'll get lucky, we'll buy a field that has got barley in it, who knows. But I do want to make sure that we have enough to last another 12 months till next June, and as long as we're doing that, we should be fine. I think we'll be fine. While we're even talking about it, let's go ahead and take a peek at what we've actually got left. All right, so for barley, we've still got 38,000 liters, and we got 24,000, almost 25,000 of the wheat currently residing in our silo. So, I mean, it's not like we're in desperation mode or anything. It's something for us to keep an eye on, definitely. But like I said, we're not desperate. We're surviving, and the animals are not going to go hungry. The sorghum is going to be for the pigs only, and I do need to get them some feed today, which, you know, I'm just going to set this up on a worker, and let me see. Let's go ahead. And the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to offload some of that wheat right into this wagon. And I'm just going to get it to our hocks so that they're being taken care of. Actually, no, because what we have in that trailer over there for feed should be sufficient for our hocks. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and empty this off into our silo. Then we will go ahead and get some barley and feed that to our chickens. Now, I do wish that we had more feed options, because I'm trying to figure out the perfect mix for our pigs. And as you can see, they are they're not doing great. Their health is at 0. I'm just not sure what to do with them and how to feed them better. And I think part of me screwed up when I initially gave them all of their feed initially, and let's see where this puts us. They took everything I had, so it's going to take a while for them to build back up with quality food. That's fine. We'll get there eventually. So I've had a lot of issues with trying to line this trailer up to feed my chickens. I don't love this spot at all. It's been nothing but difficult. So it looks like we will wind up right around that 15,000 liter mark. We're going to be a little shy of it, probably about 14,700. I'm fine with that. That's not a bad yield for this size of the field. We will be fine. Now, One thing I'm not sure on is how we're going to do for all of our cotton, because I don't know how much I'm actually going to get. So I'll be interested in seeing that. I mean, it would be great to see, you know, 100,000 liters. I don't know if that'll be the case, but, you know, I guess even you know, 50,000 liters would be a huge amount for us, because we are going to have to spend at least 17,000 or 20, I think it's 25,000 actually, on the equipment to harvest. So we'll go ahead, we'll empty this here out, and then we'll head over to the other field and get to harvesting our oats. And what we'll do is we'll hire a worker to start that, and we will go ahead and start picking up our silage, or our straw, fill up our cows on straw, and go from there. Yeah. So we can get some grass for silage through cutting the headland here and doing a little bit around the farm where we have a little bit of space, because we've got this little bit of a headland here as well as the other one. So I mean, we can get 15-20,000 liters, I think, doing that. But what we will do is we'll go ahead and hire a guy and move along over here. Unfortunately, I drove over my eggs. Still going to sell them. We're just going to call them yolks, or egg beaters. That's what we got. We got egg beaters we're selling. Sorry, I have to move that because I got it pinched in there on me. Now, the real issue I think I'll have, and I'm going to have to address, is this is not a lot of space. To get in and out of. So we'll have to figure that out. But let's go ahead and let's see if we can't get this all picked up relatively quickly while the other field is being harvested. Now, I am hoping to get about 20,000 liters off of the other field. As far as the oats are concerned, they don't yield as well as wheat or barley, but I don't think that 20,000 liters is entirely out of the question, because we did take fairly good care of that field. Oh, and I'm gonna have to come back because I did miss a strip here. Well, not me, but you know, my wonderful young worker friend. So what we're going to get is we're going to go ahead and grab, I'm hoping about close to 40,000 liters, and then we'll try and dump it into the cow pen here, and I don't think it's going to take that much. But I just like to make sure that we've got these guys all set, and we can always dump on the ground. I don't want to put everything into the silo because we might need some again before, you know, I don't want to sit there and buy a bunch of straw if I can help it throughout the year. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But yeah, I thought we'd just pick this all up. And when we had to come back with the combine there and pick up the last of the straw from, it's probably about 100 liters of wheat right there. So yeah, we kind of screwed up a little bit, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it fixed. I'll have a little bit more to pick up, and then we'll just dump that on the ground. That's fine. But I would like to fill this thing up with this field, and then if we can fill it up with this field, that would be fantastic. I mean, 100,000 liters isn't going to do a whole lot for us financially. It's just going to be like $17,000 or so. I mean, it's a nice chunk of money in January, but it won't be ready till January. At least it'll be ready, but it won't be ready to sell, I guess is what I should say. I want to be completely upfront. It's just not going to be something we sell until August anyways. But once we get all this picked up, then we can go ahead and, you know, maybe we'll cut some grass so that we can cut more grass in November. That's just a good way of doing it, or even October, so that it's ready again in May. We do it again in this, you know, having a little bit of grass on the headlands to cut. That's something nice to have for a little bit of extra income. It's not going to make us a ton of money, but it will make us a little bit. So every little bit counts, right? It all helps. So yeah, we are going to finish up these last few rows. I don't think we are anywhere near having a full harvester yet. This row is not going to contribute to very much anyways. I mean, we're only going to get about 60,000 liters maybe off of this field anyways, as far as straw is combined or is concerned. So, you know, this field's really not going to provide a whole lot to us. I do wish that I'd planted more stuff that would give us a better return on our investment for silage, but you know, maybe we can in the spring have another field of barley that we can purchase. That's kind of the hope, is having a couple fields of barley that are able to be purchased to get us through the year, and then we'll just have to make sure we can plant enough barley throughout the year to at least get, you know, 50-60,000 liters, just to feed our chickens and give a little bit of grain to our pigs. We don't need a whole lot for root crops. I mean, we probably have enough root crops to last, you know, 4 or 5 years. We might still plant some just for, you know, rotational purposes. I might plant another thing of sugar beets just so that we have that in the rotation. Oh, I better pick this up too. And looks like my wife is home with kids, so that might be when I have to cut this this video a little shorter than I planned on it. All right, we're gonna offload some of this here straw. And yeah, we didn't do too bad. We've got it filled up with straw. We'll go ahead and probably offload the rest back here, and that'll be what we keep on hand in order to get us through the year. We'll offload the rest somewhere back here. Alright, so let's go ahead and head over to that other field, and we're going to go ahead and start picking up straw over there, as long as I don't need to get a grain wagon over there. Some people ask the question of why don't we just bale the straw and pick it up. Well, this picks it up, and I don't have to run 2 pieces of equipment over the field, so this does both jobs. So it seems to do just fine. And it does appear that our worker is still running. I am a bit nervous that we will not get to our 20,000 liters. So I mean, that means we'll only make about $15,000 to $18,000 off this field. So they're only at about 11,000 liters right now, because I just got the 20% or the 80% notification. So yeah, we're gonna be a little bit short on that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy ready. Really do wish I had more cash flow to purchase the field, and I think we will after February when we get our cotton all sold. I'm really hoping to hit that. You know, I'm probably only going to get like 30,000 liters, and I'm going to be so disappointed. That's life. But I do know that by June we will have enough, because we have 2 very large fields of soybeans, and we should make close to $50,000 just off soybeans next year, which is our actual goal. And I am hoping that I can get caught up to my harvester here before it fills all the way up, which it looks like I will. That's good to see. Once we get to about 12,000 liters, that's when we know we've basically collected everything that they had. I'm only going to get about 15,000, I think. So we're barely over 12. That's all right. We'll be fine. I don't know where I can sell slurry. I'm going to have to look that up. So let's go ahead and see who buys slurry. Does not sell for much. The biogas plant does purchase it, but it's only, I mean, we have 34,000 liters and it's only worth $27 per 1,000, which is just terrible. So maybe we need to get some way of spreading that. It might be better suited to spread that onto our fields than to actually sell it. I am looking for a production, you guys. So if you guys can think of a production that you would say is a good one for us to do, by all means, let me know. I'm here for good tips. So if you got them, I'd like a little insider trading on that. I'm also looking for what can I give my pigs to make them healthier, because right now what I've been doing is just, it seems like I'm doing a terrible job of raising these pigs in a sustainable manner. But we are getting a good amount of straw off this field for silage. That will be helpful. I am hoping for 100,000 liters, and if I can get that, then that would be fantastic. And as it is, we are looking at, probably won't hit 100,000 liters. We'll be lucky to get to 90. Alright guys, I think that's where we're going to call it for an episode, and what I'll do is I'll finish this up off camera. Next time we come back, you will see us harvesting our sorghum, which should be next month. That ought to be exciting. Then we will be moving along to, well, probably that'll be the entire episode, is harvesting our sorghum, and then we'll move along to August, and September will be the month that we get more barley planted, which I'm kind of leaning towards planting this field into barley, or where we have our sorghum. I might just do both sorghum, or where the sorghum and the wheat were at, but I was kind of leaning towards putting sorghum where we had the wheat field, just to kind of keep some sorghum for our pigs, because I'm going to have to do that every year. But that'll be all right. So I want to say thank you for watching, and please, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like, share, subscribe buttons, leave a comment. Love to hear from you. And until next time, have a great day.